Hey everyone, this is Brian Metzger. How are you guys doing? I actually just brewed myself some coffee here, and that's the Keurig sound in the background. But I wanted to thank you. I am testing Google Hangouts, doing this directly from Google Plus. I'm not even going through webinars on air, but in the future I'll be doing webinars on air. So I'm testing this out, and because you found this, and you've taken the time to watch it, I want to give you some value. So again, my name is Brian Metzger. I started dropshipping probably about 10 years ago. It's going to be 10 years in June. That to be the case. In that process, been involved with that business that did close to, hold on here, I've got some software stuff that's showing up here because I'm actually, for this little small traveling notebook computer that I brought to use this Hangout, it doesn't even have a camera. So I'm having to use a old camera that's you plug into USB port, and for that, it's got to update the new software. So that's actually what it's doing, and let me see if I can't move that out of the way. All right, so like I said, that business was doing $7 million when, at peak, before I think changes to the business made it go down. But in that process, I learned a couple things, and so I wanted to share those with you. One is that to start a dropship company, it's never been easier, although because the barrier to entries are so low, you're going to have a lot of competition. But there's ways to get around that. And if you continue to follow some of the things that I'm going to be putting out, I'll put together what I call the alpha leverage formula that'll put you in a position to be able to compete with anybody. In fact, you can even compete with Amazon, because some of the tricks that I teach are just fundamental marketing that a lot of the other types of businesses are doing direct sales, but e-commerce is sort of what I call the caboose. They're very behind in terms of proper marketing or better marketing. The marketing's pretty lazy, and that way I think you can do a good job trying to compete with some of the bigger stores. So, but because you're here, I want to three things, what I call the alpha leverage formula, that'll put you in a position to be able to compete with anybody. In fact, you can even compete with Amazon, because some of the tricks. All right. Let me see, I just had that crazy thing in the background. The worst thing that can happen is when you listen to yourself a minute in past, and so then it can really mess you up because of the delay that there is in Google Hangouts. I think they're getting better, but that sounded like it was still at least 30 seconds behind. Anyway, I was going to give you the 3 points because you're spending this time and you found this video. So one more thing before I get into the three things. So in the process of doing a drop ship, there wasn't a good third-party product on the market for us to do the business. In fact, when I joined this company 10 years ago, I was shocked. I put in this money and invested in it, and it didn't even have any good. It didn't have any good software. So I hired a guy, and I got him from Target. I knew he was smart, brilliant, but he was 18 and he was selling VCRs at the local Target. And so when I asked around, everyone was like, get this guy. So I got him and brought him in. And so we started writing code to make the shopping cart become more automated for drop shipping, because everything on the market, even today, all the software that's on the market is somewhat designed for a classic brick and mortar retail store, meaning that you've got inventory in the back room, and you're just manually doing all this stuff. And we wanted to run a business where the orders would come in, they would automatically be processed to the vendor. So we weren't the vendor, meaning we weren't the warehouse. So we had a distribution network of over 300 vendors at the peak. And so we had 300 different inventory feeds to keep up to date. We had all the pricing that had to be up to date. And we had purchase orders flying around to all these different vendors, and they had to make sure that these orders were being processed, confirmed, and shipped, and we needed to get tracking to the customers. So in essence, you're running this virtual company, and you have this sort of virtual inventory that's now in 300 different warehouses around the country. There really wasn't a software on the market to manage that. So we built we built our software. And in that process, We've been using it. I've been using it, and I basically have several stores that are on autopilot, meaning that they run, people find them, they find the value, they make a purchase, it goes into our system, purchase orders go out to our vendors, and orders are being shipped, tracking's being entered, customers are happy, and it's just me. When I joined that company 10 years ago, there was like 32 employees. There was 20 people in customer support, managing the phone, doing all this work, processing orders, calling vendors. Customers were not happy. It was a wreck. And since then, the software has made it very automated. So to let you know, I am now, for the first time ever, making these software tools available to the public. And it's going to be in a system. That system is called Empowered Ecom. Now, it is nothing that is on the market. There's nothing like this. This is the only place you can find it, is Empowered Ecom. Because here's some of the things that it's going to do. Besides drop shipping, well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to hold that as a secret. If you just need to hang in there, I would follow me, find me on LinkedIn, find me on Facebook, connect with me, because I will hook you up. And as we get this ready to go, not only will you get the software, but you're going to get the tremendous training, because I can do both. It's not like I just say, here's some training courses and tell you what to do. I'm going to say, here's the software, here's the training, I'm going to put it together, and you're going to get everything. And so that's tremendous value. All right. So that being said, let me give you the three things. The first thing is that when we had too big of eyes, we created a company that wanted to be like Amazon. And I think in this day and age, you can't really compete with Amazon in terms of just trying to be Walmart, just try to have everything. I think you're better off becoming a niche store. Now, you can run multiple niche stores, but each niche store will have its own persona, right? So like Zappos continues to creep, but they still are known for their shoes. And I think it would be a mistake for Zappos, of course, even though they're owned by Amazon, to try to expand really beyond that. I mean, that way, if they want to get into a completely different market, they will just create a different brand, even though they may have the same corporate culture. But that being the case, if you're going to go niche, I think one of the things that I've learned that's enjoyable is when you're able to align a niche store with your passion. And I try to teach people now, especially in the alpha leverage formula, to monetize your passion and to find your target market. And especially if you're a member of your own market, you're going to do wonderful. Now, there are three main broad markets online that everyone tries to go after because they're deep fishing areas. There's a lot of money. It's health, wealth, and happiness. All right. So health, how to live forever, wealth, how to make money, and happiness, shopping, dating, self-improvement. I would put those in that third category. But I think you could make a case that every market that you want to enter, you could find a way to bridge back to those three markets. If you want to get into supplements, if you want to get into other health issues, fitness, you can tie those back to health. If you want to get into financial products, organization, budgeting, managing an office, organizing an office, somebody who cares about office furniture or travel luggage might have a business mindset potentially. And so you can get into wealth management behind that. And that's sort of a key word I just said there is behind that. And so if you continue to follow me and continue to follow training, you'll get some insight into what I mean there. And of course, finally is happiness and dating sites and shopping, good deal finding makes people excited and happy, and so those are some things you can do there. Beauty products can go into that more probably into the happiness category because it's sort of a self-improvement product. But anyway, so that's monetize your passion, find your passion. So I found tennis. My son is totally into skiing, so we created a site that's around that winter sport. my daughter loves horses, so we're going to be creating a site. I'm going to train them on how to have a store. So then when they're in college and they're doing stuff, they're going to be veteran business people. They're going to be running drop shipping businesses as well as some other info products. They're just going to have a loyal following. And this is that's the way to do it. The second thing is to start with you need a website, all right? Because you can't start drop shipping products without a website. And here's why. Because when you go and you start talking with new vendors, so you're like cold calling vendors and say, hey, I've created this market. We're going after the hunting category and I want your products on our site. The issue is going to be, they're going to be like, well, we need to look at your website. And so if you're like, I don't have it, you don't have any credibility. So here's what I recommend that you do. What you do is you go to Empowered Ecom and you can start your affiliate store. We set it up that you can basically pull in products from Amazon, eBay, plain and simple deals, and we'll be adding all the other merchants that have a feed that we can tap into. And so then you can build a store that's sort of based on affiliate. But here's the secret sauce, is as you begin to find the target market that you're after, what you can do is you can start to potentially take those same products that are on Amazon, find the actual wholesaler or the manufacturer, set up a relationship, a dealer relationship. You now have a website that you can show to them, say, hey, I've been marketing your products. I'm developing a loyal following around this category. I think I'd like to go direct with you versus sort of a commission-based affiliate program with Amazon or eBay. And here's what happens. In our software, you just click a couple buttons, and all of a sudden that product switches to your shopping cart. Now, it's pretty secret. This is a very powerful technique, all right? And I'm not even gonna say anything more. Hopefully you can sort of figure out what I'm saying, how big of an idea this is. All right, so then, and I might kill myself later letting this information out, but so be it. I believe in abundance. Okay, so we talked about getting a website. We talked about monetizing your passion. And then I think the third thing that's important about drop shipping is when you choose those vendors, that relationship is critical. Having a vendor that gives you great communication, real-time information, and gives you the best deals on products is the way to go. Basically, the thing here is fire the vendors that do not help you. All right. So if you have vendors that don't give you any product information, their inventory, they never tell you anything, and their pricing's horrible, and they're all over the internet, skip it. It'll make your life much easier. I would much rather deal with a smaller set of vendors that are doing all the work for me, and I can completely trust them, gladly pay them because they make my life easier than dealing with what I call high maintenance vendors that don't give you the tracking. They don't confirm the orders, their product offerings, everything's out of stock. It's just poorly managed, and it just causes a lot of headaches. So your vendor selection is going to be crucial on top of the website to make it easy so you can run your store anywhere. That's why I say Empowered Ecom is the way to go. And then finally, monetize your passion, because then the work is not even work. It's fun. In fact, people are like, man, he works all the time. And just tell him, no, he's just having fun. All right. So that being the case, this is Brian Metzger. I'm signing off on this hangout here. And if you find this, I would highly recommend going to the Empowered Ecom, getting signed up now, because as we finish this up, in fact, see if I can't switch. I'm going to see, since we're just playing here, I'm going to see if I can't. Ooh. All right. Now, right now you are seeing my screen. You are now on the inside. Look at this. So if you want, this is like live. So under products, you now have a choice. This is like never before seen. You can see my affiliate store products, tools here, and the dropship tools. So, and when you have orders, you're gonna have orders here. All right. So to be able to manage multiple stores and have an order cart to do this. You can, let's see, I'm going to go down here. I'm going to manage a store. So I created this thing. You can create ads for your store. It's just amazing what you can do with this. I'm so excited for this. I can't wait to share this and help everyone else that wants to monetize their passion just like I want to monetize my passions. All right. So Empowered Ecom is the name. You can see that there. And with that, you got a little teeny sneak preview of